Welcome to the New Yorker. Yes, a new van build, and we're really excited to show you this van. And I really like the aesthetics, I like the layout. And actually the purpose of this video for you guys is, number one, we're gonna give you a really quick tour. And then number two, the main purpose of the video is actually to explain to you the details and the layout and why we do certain things, even explain to you certain dimensions and why we do what we do with this specific layout, why it's so functional, why it works, and why it's actually extremely comfortable and it flows well. And I mean, let's just hop in and take a look. So first, let's start on the exterior. Let me wrap you around. Let's start in the front. So as you're gonna notice, this is a 2017 Ford Transit Connect. It's the long wheelbase. These are the only ones that we convert. We don't do the old ones, we like doing the new ones because we've perfected this layout and we're gonna tell you why. First, around the exterior, you're gonna see not much has changed regarding the actual body or anything like that, other than a few items here. You have a solar panel. This one specifically has a 160 watt Renogy solar panel. That's mounted in the front, super nice and low for aerodynamics. It's quiet, doesn't make any sound. Right behind that is gonna be your Max Air fan or your Fantastic fan. And then behind that, we have an option of where you can have a nice big 24 by 24 skylight. And we're gonna tell you the cool factors of that as well. One thing that we're doing is adding additional windows, and we'll tell you why we need to add windows. So one option is in the back or on the side door. Wrapping around this side, looking right down here, you're gonna notice two items. One is some exterior lights that we have around the back, and then also the diesel fill. So that's for the diesel tank that's underneath the van. We'll talk about more of that later. A few more lights in the back. You're gonna notice this has the cargo doors, no windows. That's just how the van came. But let's talk about the back really quick. You do have the option of having the liftgate. The liftgate is really awesome. With the big window, you get a lot of visibility, a lot of light. Plus, when the liftgate opens up, you have a nice canopy. The great benefit of these cargo doors is, as you might have already seen, is some built-in storage. Again, a couple more things. We have another window on this side, nice little symmetry to it, another light, and then your shore power hookup. We'll talk a little bit more about that as well. Coming around the front, again, not much has changed. So why don't we just hop right in? So once you open the side door, first you're gonna be greeted with not a toilet, not something that's gross, but actually a nice refrigerator. Couple benefits right here. One, the refrigerator has a cushion on top so it actually can function as a seat. Two, once you go grocery shopping, you just open this right up, put your groceries in here. Very nice, easily accessible. You could do that, then hop into your driver's seat and not have to worry about getting in the car or opening a drawer or something like that. It's right here, easy for you. This is specifically an IceCo 20 quart. Really great storage for its size. It's also removable. We have it on super heavy duty Velcro. That keeps it into place when you're driving. Comes with its own cushion. And this is one of the items that really sets the tone for the layout and specific dimensions. This fridge is 12 inches tall. So that right there creates this seat height about 12 plus a few inches with a cushion. And then we continue that height throughout the van for a few reasons. Let's hop in and show you more. Regarding that 12-inch height, continuing from here, you're gonna see a storage cabinet and then a toilet. This portable toilet right here is one of those cassette toilets or porta potties, two different storage tanks. This is the smallest toilet that we've been able to find. It's a 12-inch, exactly 12-inch tall. And this is another factor, as you'll notice, is very similar in height with the refrigerator. So this, again, sets the level for all of our seating. And this is essentially the lowest that we can go because of the height of these items. And the highest that we want to go due to the height. Now, as you may or may not have noticed, I'm 6 foot tall, and yes, I'm kind of slouching down right here right now. Again, for smaller people, this is really great. Otherwise, if you're not necessarily sitting in this space all the time, that's okay. We're gonna actually show you where the skylight really comes into play. But really quickly, let's just go in right here. You have a nice long storage bin right here. Previously, we used to house electrical and some other items. We're not doing that anymore. We just have a nice long container for long items. With a cushion attached as Velcro, this again functions as a seat and also as part of the bed when the bed platform is down. Continuing underneath the bed platform is the same height with heavy duty drawer slides. There are 2 sets, so 4 drawer slides in total. That essentially, when the bed is open, can hold, I believe it's 300 pounds, specifically on the side that's overlapping. We'll get more into that a little bit later. We have these nice, really convenient storage containers that slide right under there. And then these dividers and the supports that function for the bed are made specifically to be able to house these items. Since we're talking about down here, we made a larger access panel for the tanks that are inside the floor. There are 3 things that are built inside of this floor. Through the access panel, you would be able to access the tanks with the heat pad, the water pump, and then a accumulating tank. We kept the items under the floor at a minimum just because it's not the easiest to get access to, even though you can if you need to. It's built to last you a very nice long time. Let's hop into some electricals. Over here, you're gonna see a few items right here. You have some USB ports, a 12-volt outlet, a 120 volt AC, your inverter switch for the inverter, and then a meter right here for your battery monitor. Your battery monitor will show you your voltage, your amps being used, and then your percentage in total. Down here, we put a battery heat pad. So if you're in cold temperatures, you can keep the heat pad on for the battery just to keep it able to be charged, because lithium doesn't like to be charged when it's less than 32 degrees Fahrenheit. So we'll turn that off, and then the other one is a temperature regulated heat pad for the water tanks that I mentioned in the floor. Up here, last thing is the light switch. We went with the black for these. And above me, we mentioned from the exterior, the fan. And then right here is located the remote for it. You have the power, speeds, and then temperature, a little hook. And then over here is the diesel control for the diesel heater. The diesel heater we located underneath the passenger seat for a few reasons. One, it's very quiet. When it's underneath that seat, the fabric and the material around it is absorbing any sort of fan noise that typically comes from it. Having it placed up here as well, you may or may not know that the tick from the fuel pump likes to kind of tick while it's going, right? So we put that way up front because we're preferring to sleep with our head in the back. So that way you have your head in the back. Any sort of noises that may be happening during the night, if you're in a cold climate, would be happening in the front and would be kept at a minimum since it's quite low. Up here we have some storage for our window covers or any other lightweight items. We make window covers for every single fan or window or anything in this van. It really helps out with 2 things. One, privacy, keeps the stealth factor, and then also climate control. We built these custom with Reflectix so that the Reflectix side is on the exterior and any sort of radiant heat coming in is going to completely get radiated right out. And then also the black, just to keep it a nice clean look. It's like a black nylon fabric so that lint and stuff doesn't stick to it. So for example, this one would be for your fan. This would click right into place. And there you go, you have that extra insulation right there. So with this build, we went with this nice canvas gray color, which is really nice. A early American stain on our countertops, on our tables, really nice stuff. And then for the cabinets, we have the nice navy blue laminate. This drawer right here is built specifically to house one of these portable propane cooktops. This one specifically is actually made to use 2 different types of fuel. It can use the butane canisters, or it has the adaptation kit for the green bottle. So that really nicely fits right here, or you can store that under the bed. And then in here is the electrical cabinet. Let's hop around here. And before we continue with the cabinets, this is what I'm talking about, and I really like this idea, is having this skylight right here. For people like me that are a bit taller, I can really just stretch out right here if I'm working, if I'm doing anything in here, if I have to spend more time than I'm necessarily wanting to in here. I have a lot of headroom, and the skylight really functions as one, more vertical space, and then two, for amazing natural lighting. How is this for natural lighting, huh? This as well has also a cover for the insulation. More storage up here, a great little upper cabinet for smaller items. And then on the left side of the kitchen, you have the nice porcelain sink with a faucet, extra long spout for that so that you can use it as a shower in the back. We don't have hot water for two reasons. One, the electric hot water heater is fairly large, and for such a small build, that would take up a lot of valuable space. And two, it takes a 2000 watt inverter minimum to run something like that. So hot water is an option, but you'd be sacrificing a lot of valuable space for that. So right underneath the sink, we still have very functional storage under here. And under here as well, we actually have a water filter that filters all the water coming out of this faucet. Conveniently located right here next to the sink and easily visible is a blue water pump switch. So that lights up so that you know that the water pump is on. You can turn it off, and that's running only when the water is actually running itself. We have a smaller cabinet right here. This is a little bit more narrow due to the wheel well, but we're able to still make use of as much space as possible in this build. Let's take a quick pause from the tour and explanation. What do you guys think of this backsplash? Christina's specialty. It's the old New York skyline with the Rocky Mountains kind of a merge. Very cool. So when you're building a van with us, you let us know what kind of cool ideas and specific items that you want for your build, and we are very happy to implement that. One obvious feature right here that we mentioned from the outside is a window. So this has a screen, great to keep the bugs out, but you can still open this up, turn on the fan. The fan can suck the hot air out, and you get a nice cool breeze coming in. Or you can have the fan off, have both windows open, you get a nice natural cross ventilation. So this is something that'll keep you very nice and cool at night in hot climates, or just simply air out the van. Built into the back, we have some nice built-in storage. So with the cargo doors, we're really able to take advantage of that. You can have some good items into there. All the walls, doors, ceiling, floors, everything is insulated to really help with climate control, keeping it cool in the summer and then warm in the winter. Now, how about you meet me around back? Hello again. Let's take a look at some of the features that are from the back door. The back area is a great place to hang out. So we built in a pull-out table right here. Fairly nice and long. This can support your cooktop if you want to cook outside. If you don't necessarily have a picnic table, you still have a great area to cook outside out the back door. So that's what that is for. With the cargo door feature, you have the buttons that you can open that up all the way. And then right here, we can talk about a couple more switches. We have that water pump that I mentioned right here. And then right next to it is the green button that indicates the dump valve for the gray water tank. The reason why we went with an electric ball valve for the dump is because the gray water tank is only 2.5 gallons. That actually is a fair amount considering the fact that the only use of water is the sink, and actually can hold a few days depending on your water usage. However, it is of course pretty small, so 2.5 gallons does fill up fairly quickly. So with the electric ball valve, you can safely dump without having to access that very often with your hands to get dirty. Just with a switch of a button, you can dump it. So when it's on, it's open, and then when it's off, it closes automatically. Right next to it, you have the button for the very cool exterior lights. So this was an idea from our own personal camping experiences where we were on a campsite or boondocking in the middle of nowhere and it's pitch dark. And I want to be outside, right? I want to look at the stars or enjoy a campfire, but it's completely dark. So we thought that it's a must to include some exterior lighting as an option so that when you're at a campsite and it's dark, you can hit a switch, have some light around your van, and be safe. So far, I hope that I covered almost anything. There's a few last details. If you're still there, let me show you those. If you go around this side, open the passenger side door, and then right over here, you're gonna notice a few things. One, the platform when it's up, that's what it looks like, and right underneath it, you have really great access for the toilet. So rather than pulling that through the van, and not that that's really difficult, but this is just so much more convenient to be able to very quickly pull this out, take it apart, and go and dump it. So that spot is built specifically for that. And then from here, you do have also access for the long cabinet. You can store a lot of items from this side. We supply you with a very cool, fancy, expandable hose. And I'm just gonna really quickly open that for you. So one, it seems short, but it actually expands to 25 feet, believe it or not. So you hook this up to a garden hose or a garden spigot, and then from there you have a shutoff valve. Once the water is on, it starts to fill up, it expands. And then this shutoff valve is really great to keep spills at a minimum. Once you connect it right here, screw it right in. There's a check valve that's built into there. Once you start the water, it starts to fill. And then you have a switch right here, and that's for the gauges. This one right here next to the water is specifically for the water. You can see that it's empty right now. And then that one right there is for the fuel. So when you're filling the fuel, you can also see that right there. Once you're done, disconnect that. And then you're all set. Your tanks will be full for your trip. We have some clients asking us about city water hookup. We don't really do it for these small ones, mainly because one, we don't have a lot of water usage, again, because the only feature that we have is the sink. We don't have a shower or anything like that. Plus, putting more holes in the van and stuff like that, we want to really keep that to a minimum. So we found that with the 14 gallons, and I don't think I mentioned it, we have the 14 gallons of water built into the floor. And that's quite sufficient for your trips. All right, and then the last part, let's talk about the bed, fun part. So when you're ready to go to sleep, how do you do it? Well, guess what? You can actually completely close up the entire van because you don't even need access from the outside. You can do it all while you're inside. All right, now that you're inside and you're ready to go to bed, guess what? It's simple as one, get your strap ready right here. This just helps to support the weight of the back when it goes down. And then two is just unlocking the drawer slides for the platform. That unlocks it. And then three, gently support the platform as it comes down. And right there, you're ready. So built into this van, we have a 4-inch memory foam mattress wrapped in batting with the canvas fabric. Quite comfortable, I might say myself. I've slept in this myself. We've slept in this ourselves, 2 adults. It fits us quite comfortably. It's 43 inches wide, so that would be wider than a twin size bed. And then from this side all the way to there, we have about 78 inches, so well over 6 foot. When you're in bed mode, you have this nice night light right here with the lamp, a USB port right underneath it. You could put your phone right there if you'd like. And I want to show you that yes, this platform does hold. So I'm on the area that is essentially floating, and I'm 200 pounds. It's holding quite nicely. And as a secondary way of supporting this platform, it actually slides perfectly above these drawer faces. So this is just a secondary precaution that holds up the platform. And then putting the bed up is just as easy. Pull the strap, push it in, it locks into place. The platform doesn't go anywhere, and you're ready to sit down and get back to chilling. Alrighty, we really hope you enjoy this as much as I did. I enjoyed building these vans for you guys, so let me know if you guys are ready to build with Small Vans Big World. Take the scenic route, it is the best route. Build with Small Vans Big World at smallvansbigworld.com. I'm Daniel, and behind the camera is Christina saying hello and thank you for supporting us and our channel by liking us and subscribing and sharing this with your friends. We hope to see you on our next video, and thank you very much for watching. Peace.